Follow God. The Lord Almighty says, "Give careful thought to your ways." The Israelites had returned from exile and started rebuilding the temple, but then got distracted by real life for 16 years. The Lord spoke to Haggai the prophet, then to Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua the son of Josedech, the high priest, saying, "The Lord of hosts said, Consider your ways. You have sown much, and bring in little. You eat, but have not enough. You drink, but are not filled with drink. You clothe, but not warm, and earn wages put into a bag with holes." The danger of not yet. Haggai addresses the leaders, Zerubbabel and Joshua, during a period of spiritual lethargy. The people weren't saying they wouldn't build the temple, they were saying, "The time has not yet come." The takeaway: procrastination in spiritual matters is often just disobedience in a polite mask. We often wait for the perfect circumstances to serve God or do what's right, but faith requires movement in the now. Consider your ways. Twice in this passage, God gives the command, "Give careful thought to your ways." He asks them to look at the results of their lives, the takeaway. If your life feels like a treadmill, lots of movement but no progress, it's time for a spiritual audit. God calls us to pause and evaluate if our current priorities are actually producing the fruit we desire. The law of diminishing returns. Describe burnout and dissatisfaction. The farmer planted much, but harvested little. He eats, but never has enough. He drinks, but never has a fill. He earns wages, only put in a purse with holes in it. The takeaway: when we prioritize our own comfort, our paneled houses, over our spiritual foundation, we experience a leak in our satisfaction. Material pursuits without spiritual alignment will always leave us feeling empty, no matter how much we accumulate. God Himself was the one striking their crops with drought. He wasn't being cruel, He was being clear. He withheld material blessings to get their attention because their hearts had drifted. The takeaway: sometimes the dry seasons in our lives, financial, emotional, or professional, are actually God's way of calling us back to Him. If God isn't first, He may allow our secondary priorities to fail so that we look back to the primary source. Sometimes the only way for God to get our attention is to let us encounter a situation that only He can bring us through. But life is usually a lot easier if He already has our attention.
But seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Put God's presence and kingdom first. Allowing other things like food, clothing, and shelter will fall into place.